why wouldn't she love herself? Like, I hate the way I look. I have nothing to offer. You're fat. Like, I felt like everything I did wasn't good enough. And I feel like I'm constantly fighting those feelings now. And that's how I know that I don't love myself completely yet. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for those new here, hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a family medicine physician and a mom of two. So this Vlogmas is all about mental health and how to live a happier and healthier lifestyle. And so today I want to talk to you guys about relationships. And one of the most important relationships of all is the relationship you have with yourself. This is probably one of the hardest videos that I will make. Because my depression one and this one, because I feel like I still struggle with these issues. So I'm making these videos not necessarily to say like, look at me, this is what you should do because I have it all figured out, but I don't. But I'm sharing my experience with you in hopes that it can help you in some sort of way and help you feel that you're not alone, or be able to inspire you that you can get through this and love yourself better. So a lot of you guys probably watch this and would probably think to yourselves like, why wouldn't she love herself? Like, why wouldn't she think she is bomb.com, or like have her life figured out and have her ducks in a row? And you know, because on the outside, I am a doctor, I am married, I have 2 kids, things are lining up into place, and this is what you would actually think life should be like. I should be happy and I should love myself and I should be proud of myself. But at the end of the day, I find myself telling me, like, I look in the mirror a lot of the times and I say, I hate the way I look. Or I look in the mirror and I tell myself, you're fat. Or I go to school and I study and I tell myself that I'm a failure, or that I will never be enough, or the things that I'm doing is not enough, and that people won't love me for me because I'm not authentic, or I have nothing to offer that has not already been said into this world. And so like a lot of you guys would think like, why does she think that way? So I want to tell you guys a little bit of backstory on like why I am the way that I am, and hopefully I'll be able to tell you what I'm doing going forward to love myself better and to treat myself better, because at the end of the day I feel like I'm not the only one struggling with these issues. So raise your hand, give me the raise hand emoji down below if you said any of those things to yourself, because I want you guys to know that you're not alone in this journey. All right, so rewinding back to my childhood, I grew up in a very, very strict Asian household. The kind of strict where all you do is go to school, get straight A's, come home, eat dinner with your family, go to sleep, and do it all over again. On Sundays, you go to church or go to Saturday school. In the summers, you go to summer school and try to take advanced classes, and so you will be better in the school year. I wasn't allowed to take any extracurricular activities because they weren't considered academic, and it wasn't going to help me pursue my dream in going to college. I didn't have many friends, and I didn't talk to anybody online or on the phone. My mom like literally picked the music that I listened to, the clothes that I wore. She even picked my career. And to be honest, like I grew up with my parents telling me that I was going to be a doctor, and I am so thankful that someone was watching over me. And you know, because medicine is really my calling, and I fell in love with medicine, and it really gives me a sense of purpose. But you know, it could have been the total flip side, and I could have hated medicine. I could have been not interested in that at all, and I would have hated my life. Luckily that didn't happen, but you know, like it could have well have been. And so I never fought back. I never fought back about going out. I never fought back about like having friends, because I was so scared. I was scared to retaliate. I was scared to use my voice. I was scared to fight for the things that I wanted. And over time, I felt like I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know. And the whole time, and it felt like the whole time that I was growing up that I kept wanting to be this perfect child for them, trying to fulfill these expectations for me. Like, I felt like everything I did wasn't good enough. And so, like, I remember telling my mom that I got accepted into UCSD, and I was like super excited about it. And she's just like, oh, what about Stanford? You know, like, our friend's son got into Stanford. Why didn't you apply there? Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, oh my God, I'm crying again. And I would literally dread, you know, ever getting a B. You know, it was like a B. Oh my God. And, you know, it brought so much shame and so much hatred and so much self-doubt, you know, growing up that way. And I feel like I'm constantly fighting those feelings now. I just knew that I wasn't happy in that environment. At the same time, like, there was an internal force in me that was like, I need to have the approval of these people that I love. I need to do everything in my power to be the best that I can so that they can be happy. So my whole life, it was always like doing something else for someone else to be happy. When I turned 17 and I went to college, I was just like, I was done. I was over it. I was like, I need to get out of here. I need to live my life. I need to discover myself. So I went as far away as I can in California to UC San Diego. Okay, hold on. I'm crying too much. I need to get this all together. Okay. I'm composed. I'm gonna be okay. So when I turned 17, I was going off to college. As I said, I got accepted into UCSD. I was ecstatic about it, and I was going somewhere that I didn't know anybody. I didn't know the area. I didn't know the people. I was gonna live by myself in a dorm room. I was gonna meet all new friends. And that fear, you know, that was scary, but at the same time, knowing that staying at home, I was going to suffocate. So I decided to do that and go as far away as I can. So while people discovered themselves in high school and middle school and discovered what they loved, what they cared about, their voice, I didn't do that until I went to college. And so the first 2 years of my college, I went crazy. Like, people ask me like, oh, when did you want to start medicine? And I was just like, I don't know. I was busy discovering myself, and I didn't think like, oh, I should really, you know, hunker down and study and work towards this medicine path until probably third year, when I decided like, oh, I'm pre-med, like I'm taking all these science courses and they're interesting, so maybe I should pursue medicine. But to be honest, like, a lot of you guys who know that you want to do medicine since like 4th grade, since high school, middle school, or all these other things, like, you guys are so way ahead of where I was. And so keep pushing and pursuing those dreams. But if you don't know where you are, if you're still discovering yourself, I want to let you know that that's still okay. And so, sorry, that was like a sidetrack. So it wasn't until I went to med school, and probably more so in residency, that I started working on myself. It wasn't until residency, until I was surrounded by the most amazing people who saved me and who's opened me up and who've helped me become vulnerable, and to, you know, address the hard things in life. And so I feel like because of that, I am a better person. And because of that, I'm a better doctor, a better mom, and a better partner. I don't blame my parents at all. I don't blame them for, you know, wanting the best for me. I understand now because I'm a mom, and like, as a parent, all you want to do is to provide your children with the best. You want them to succeed, and you want the best for them. You want a life for them that was better than your own. And in that process of like lifting them up and, you know, sharing your ambitions and your dreams and your goals with them, sometimes it can like be too much. Like I feel like it's like a little butterfly and you can assist it, but like if you hold it too close then you might just like squish it. So I feel like growing up, like I was like squished and suffocating. So I think like growing up that way has translated a lot into how I view the world and how I respond and how I act. So a lot of the times I do still feel that I am not good enough, and a lot of the times I still feel like I'm a failure. And a lot of the times I still do things to make other people happy, or do things because I think it's what other people will be happy about, not necessarily because they are the things that make me happy. And I'm like, whoa, gotta reel it in. In medicine, we call this setting boundaries. I need to be better at setting boundaries. So, you know, doing things that make me happy and not necessarily for someone else, and understanding that line. And I've learned that in order to be a good parent, I need to be good to myself. I need to be happy. I need to be my person before I'm able to provide for others. And a lot of people probably don't realize this, but like if you think of it in this aspect, like your children, you in an instant you will do anything for them. You want them to be happy, and you say you love them unconditionally. No matter what mistakes that they've made, you will love them. Okay, think about that for a second, and then imagine that you're saying that to yourself. Imagine that you're saying I love you to yourself. Imagine you saying like it's okay that you've made a mistake. Imagine that you say, you know, I'll do anything for you. I'll do anything to make you happy. Doesn't that feel like a little bit weird? That means you're saying that you love your children, but it's hard for, at least for me. Like I say that I love my children unconditionally and I'll do anything for them. But when I try to imagine saying those things to myself, it's a lot harder. And that's how I know that I don't love myself completely yet. And I'm working towards that. I'm working towards loving myself in the way that like I love my kids. Oh my gosh, why am I crying so much in this video? So yeah, the first step is just understanding. So I understand the past. I accept the past. And this is just me dealing with it going forward. So I definitely need counseling to process these emotions. But to be honest, like I don't have the money. I have a ton of school loans, and you know, mental health is considered a luxury. It's not covered for by insurance, even though I pay for insurance. So things that I've been personally doing to help with that is reading lots of self-help books, audiobooks, listening to podcasts, following great psychologists and psychiatrists on social media. And I feel like I've grown a lot in the last few years, and even since the beginning of med school. So if you guys have been with me since the beginning, you have probably seen like a lot of change. And so, you know, I'm going to continue to work on myself. I'm trying to learn to love myself more. And if you guys have any tips on how to do that, or if you guys have gone through a similar thing that I've gone through and you've discovered something, please share. Knowledge is power, and so I would love to learn from you guys. And it's not only me trying to share knowledge on this platform. And so the last thing that I've been doing is looking at everything from a different perspective. Instead of focusing on a goal, I now have a purpose or a mission. So everything I do, I would focus on that mission instead of a goal, because that is what's gonna make me feel like I'm a failure, right? So if I post a YouTube video and it doesn't get many views and it, you know, fails, I'm gonna be like, shit, that sucked, I'm a failure. But if I look at it in a way where I said, my purpose is to provide information. My purpose is to build a sense of community. My purpose is to normalize talking about mental health and to share these feelings of comfort. Then I have accomplished those goals. And just in saying that, I feel better. And so I hope you guys are able to try that out, try that technique, and see how you do. You know, like when you're studying for a test and when you're really scared about a test and you end up getting a B on the test and your goal was an A, try to look at it in a way where your goal would be different. You know, your goal shouldn't be a letter grade. A goal is the purpose of learning medicine, to be a better doctor in the future. So I hope that helped. I hope it helps me. I'm going to try to be better. So that's all for this video. I was basically crying through the whole thing, but I feel like I was more succinct and I got my talking points out. So if you guys enjoyed this type of video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, because as I said, I love learning from you guys and you guys have brought me so much happiness. As always, thank you all for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.